Hello and welcome to another live session of AttractWell Office Hours. I'm Coach Ashley. Today we're joined by founder of AttractWell, Greg Kilwine. Hello.
Hello, hello.
We are really excited to have you here today. We're talking about a very important piece of your business, whether you're just getting started or you have a very busy schedule filled with clients. Either way, you want to make sure that you have a seamless process for getting your new clients started with you, no matter what it is that you're offering. If you are in a service-based business, this is a particularly important thing for you to take note of that could save you a bunch of time, improve your client outcomes, and of course, get you more clients, because when you've got the good ones, the happy ones, they tend to talk about their success with you. So with that said, I would love for you guys to let us know where you're coming in from as you're joining us. We are always thrilled to learn more about those of you who are partaking in these live calls that we do weekly. I do have some slides that I want to share with you guys today, but I would also really like to take some time one-on-one with you guys here on the call today to talk through what your onboarding process might look like and see how you could save more time and be more effective using the systems that we offer with AttractWell. I've got some slides and I'll even show you guys, if you want to see it, I'll show you guys some of my own onboarding systems and different iterations that we've worked with over time that might be helpful for you to use as an inspiration for the things that you could put in place to bring your new clients out. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off. Hello. Hi. Oh, here we go. Here's our comments. What's up, you guys? Good to see you. Glad you're here today. All right. So I'm going to go and turn video off. If we could do that for our recording quality. I'm going to share some slides with you guys, and then we're going to get into working together today on your onboarding. All right, Greg, could you please confirm that you can see my screen here?
I can. There we go. Just 2 slides now. Perfect.
All right, excellent. So yeah, today you guys, we're going to talk about optimizing your client onboarding using AttractWell. So let's go ahead and get into this. If you have got a pen and paper, you may want it. If you want to have something to take notes, you're going to be learning about a lot of features in our system today. You're not necessarily going to use all of them in the way that we talk about. So consider this training a sort of a jumping off point for you to begin designing the thing that really works for your business. And of course, we can get into those details today, one-on-one on the call where time permits. So what's happening today is we're going to be talking about new client onboarding with AttractWell. We will get into some live coaching and onboarding workflows for your business, and some live help and Q&A for anybody who is here and would like a look at what you're doing, or hands-on help, or just kind of talking through what you need to know about using this system so that you can get out of it what you came for. So go ahead and let us know in the chat if you're here with us live or you're watching this as a replay. Let us know what type of business you have. Are you a coach? Are you a service provider? There's lots of different ways you can use AttractWell. We have really a lot of different types of folks, but it's typically in the helping professions, coaches. We do have network marketers. We got chiropractors, excellent VAs. Beautiful, beautiful. So we do work really well with a lot of different types of businesses. And as evidence today, we've got a diversity of businesses we can talk about applying these onboarding processes too. So if you've got questions here, if you came here today and maybe you're kind of stuck on something, or you have a question about something and you haven't found the answer, go ahead and add that to the Q&A, even if it doesn't pertain to today's topic, and we can make sure we get to that on our call. So if you want to work together live on a call like this, and you want to reserve space for us to go over the work you've been doing, go over your questions together, because sometimes just the email isn't quite enough. You can go to attractwell.com/work review, and we can walk through whatever it is that you want to together on a live call just like this at 2 o'clock on a Thursday. And you can also, if you want to just join us, you can go get on the list at attractwell.com/office hours, so you can get the invite to join these Zoom calls on Thursday afternoons. All right, so let me ask you guys a question for those of us who are here. How do you get your new clients started? When someone signs on to work with you, what are you using to get them started? Are you sending an email? Are you adding them to a group? Do you have an intake form? What are the things that you're using to get your new clients started as it stands right now? I'm also a little curious what kind of time it takes for you. I didn't put that into a slide, but if you have an idea, does it take you an hour to onboard a new client? Does it take 3? Is it a week? What does it take to get a new client up to speed for your business or practice? And what information do you share with them right away? So Amanda adds them to a group now, but wants a better system. Excellent. Well, we're going to get that in place today. No worries. Awesome. So do you guys use contracts or agreements? Do you have intake forms, that kind of thing? Just kind of curious what it looks like for you guys, because I don't want to, be bringing you something that is not relevant to your business. I know that in a lot of cases, I think I saw chiropractor, life coaching, and stuff like that. You're not always necessarily going to have, well, in chiropractic, you've got intake forms. You absolutely have forms. But in coaching and in other spaces, you don't necessarily have to have them. I think that they're really valuable. Obviously, it's incredibly valuable if you're providing a service that is like a done for you type of thing. But even if you're coaching, I think it's a really important thing just to have in place. There's something about sort of stamping it there and sealing the deal. And I would like to show you guys a couple of the things that I use for this purpose and a few options that can work for you pretty simply with AttractWell. All right, so definitely keep it going in the chat. Let us know what it is that you do, an email with an intake form. Maybe you're not onboarding in a formal or organized way, looking for a better system. Talk to us about it. Now, when you're using AttractWell, your workflow for onboarding your clients is going to depend on a few things, right? This is not a cookie cutter situation for really any business. Even if you have the same type of business as someone else, your specific desires of how the business runs and how your time is spent is going to vary from another person. So we don't want to necessarily, assume that there is one way for what you do. All right, so your workflow is going to depend on how it is that you work with your clients, right? So do you work with them one-on-one? Is there a mixture of one-on-one and group? Is this an in-person one-on-one, right? Like if you have a chiropractic office, if you have a course, maybe there's bonus calls. Do you work with them weekly, right? Like, so what does it look like to actually work with your client? That's going to inform what your workflow looks like, where your work can be automated or leveraged. This is another important piece, right? There are a lot of places, surprising places that we don't necessarily think of, that we can be supporting our business with automation while not only not decreasing, but actually improving the value of what we're providing to our clients. So think videos, questionnaires, template emails, things that you can just kind of grab and pop off. And then, of course, how involved do you need to be in the process of getting someone started? All right, so let's talk about new client onboarding with AttractWell. And I'm going to go through a list of things that you can do, and I'll show you some actual live things that I use or have used for my own clients, and we can kind of talk about that. And if you have, and you're watching this here today, if you have questions about your onboarding process and how we might be able to take yours into a more optimized or streamlined way, we have space for that on this call. So make sure you're going into the Q&A and let me know that you want to have a walkthrough live today. All right, so the first thing that we can do, and this is one of the easiest and simplest things we can do to save time in your business, no matter what business you have, is to use saved replies. Right? So saved replies, sometimes these are called canned responses in other email systems. Basically, all this is you're writing an email once that you can drop down into a future email to send to someone else. Right? So sending a welcome email is a great opportunity to do this. So letting them know the details of your program, attaching any documents, agreements, links if you're sending them to something, login information if you're sending them to, to a vault or to something like that. A follow-up plan is also a great way to supplement your onboarding, right? So this follow-up plan isn't something that faces your client, it faces you, and it prompts you to do things at the right times. So if you really need to be more hands-on with your client and want to be more present in making sure that they're engaged in your process, then maybe you have a weekly follow-up plan to just sort of do a quick check-in, touch, and make sure that they're getting what they need. You can also use campaigns to drip information and engage them over a period of time. So it could be that maybe your onboarding process is several weeks long. And in the first week, there are a few steps that you want them to do. And, the next, if you're onboarding someone who might be a patient or client of yours, if you're a holistic practitioner, like a chiropractor, or even an acupuncturist, and there's someone who's going to be coming back to you regularly over time, campaigns would be a really great way to provide an introduction to your modality and share more information in little pieces, right? Like, so we're not going to throw a book about chiropractic at them, but we'll send out a little bit here about about the body's innate ability to heal, and then a little bit more about subluxations and so on, right? So you can just drip little pieces of information out. You could also use pages on your AttractWell site to create fillable forms to collect info. And I'm actually going to show you guys an example of this. I've used this as an onboarding document in the past, and I really like it a lot. So more ways to onboard your new clients using AttractWell. You can have a Zoom meeting, of course, to kick things off. All AttractWell plans do come with Zoom integrated. So as soon as you get someone booked, you can use your Zoom to sit down with them and walk them through onboarding. You could also, and this is my favorite and something that I do and we'll be showing you. I actually add my new clients to a vault that has an online class that walks them through onboarding with videos and a series of forms for them to fill out and upload so that I see the work that they've done. And because part of how I work with clients is a service-based thing, right? So we build things inside of the AttractWell system for some of these clients. We'll have everything that we need to actually be able to get that done when they're done with onboarding, which is pretty cool. Another thing you can do with your onboarding is to embed your calendar. Guys, if you aren't using a digital calendar for your business, I implore you to please start doing this. It is like once you learn to do it, you're going to wish that you had started doing it a long time ago. And then you can use a service like Calendly. That's what I personally use, but Acuity, Schedule Once, there's lots of different schedulers out there. I find that the free version of Calendly, if your standard meeting time with someone is 30 minutes or an hour or whatever, you can use that same link and just embed that page, that Calendly booking piece into a page on your site so that you can then share that with your client and they can go through and pick whatever the dates and times are that you want to make available for them. You could also make that a little more streamlined and say you only meet with clients on Thursdays. So you've got, an embedded Calendly there that's got your Thursday availability for a certain amount of weeks or months ahead. So you can get all of your client calls booked and they can actually go back in and reschedule without you having to manage all of that yourself. All right, so most of us, you guys, could save a ton of time in our onboarding. First, addressing agreements, contracts, and intake forms. If we attach fillable forms to a saved reply, and this is a pretty straightforward thing to do, all you need to do is in a document creator. So you can use Canva for this. You could use, depending on if you're Mac or PC, this could be Microsoft Word or Pages, really any word processor where you can create or export that file as a PDF. You can make that fillable. If you go over to a website called PDFescape.com. That's where I personally go to. It's free. And you can actually create fillable forms on PDFs. I then take those and I download them into my AttractWell account where they can then be linked to just like a web page. So people can download them, fill them out digitally, and then upload them. There's no need to print or scan or any, 17 different steps. It's actually pretty simple. So you can take these fillable forms and attach them to your saved replies with instructions on filling it out and getting it back to you. And then I don't know if you guys knew this, but if you go to your contacts in your AttractWell account and you scroll all the way down to the bottom, there is a files section where you can add these things. So if they've filled out an agreement or a contract or a brand form or a whatever intake form, anything that you're using, you can take those things that they've emailed to you if you're using email for this, and those can be uploaded there so that you can stay organized. You could also attach those fillable forms, and this is what I do, to an online class lesson page inside of a client vault, along with the video or written instructions that are on that page that tells them how to fill it out, what to think about when they're filling it out, and all the requirements. And then in order for them to proceed past that lesson, they must upload that file. So now you aren't having to download their file and upload it to their contact card. It's in their card already, which saves even more time. It takes a little bit more time to set up an online class, put the videos and all that stuff in place. But once it's there, onboarding your clients is simply adding them to a vault. That's what I do. I add my new client to a vault, and this is a high ticket. They pay after we've had a call. I add them to that vault. They start going through the stuff that's there. And then as soon as they're done with that onboarding series, they're automatically sent an email for next steps, and then we can proceed. Right? So that takes a ton of time out of the equation in terms of what I have to spend so that I can spend more time on the stuff that they actually signed on to work with me with, right? All right, so more ways to save time. Establishing expectations, goals, milestones. This is important for any of us, right? Anything that we're doing, if we're working with another person, they've paid to work with you, there are expectations, goals, and milestones that you're looking at. So you can outline those and instructions, right? So any expectations or things they need to do next inside of a saved reply or in an email campaign. And as you're getting feedback from them, right? So if you're using email-based systems for onboarding, then you will be getting responses from them that you can then add to their contact card in your AttractWell account. If they're sending files back to you, you upload those to the files section. You make notes in past events on their contact card. And we also have a client progress section where you can actually create milestones and sort of different sort of goals along the way as you're working with them. That's something you can do on the contact card, and you can even share that with them if you wanted to, which is pretty cool. And then you can attach fillable forms to your online class lesson page inside of that vault. That's the other way. Again, like establishing all of those goals and milestones. It's not just about your intake. It's also very much about what do you want next, right? What's the big thing? They know what they want. You're going to be coaching them through next steps. Why not have the video teach and give them instruction, and then you can actually just spend your time coaching with your client if you're a coach, right? All right, setting appointments. This is another really valuable way you guys can save a load of time if you're using your AttractWell system. I love embedding my calendar, my booking link into a page on AttractWell, and then linking that page in a saved reply. Right? So we can use that as a template for correspondence. So one of the things, so you guys know, saved replies aren't just for creating one email. Here's an example, right? You have, you can have a system or a system-based email signature, right? So in every email that comes out from your system, it's got that signature. Now, you don't necessarily want to have links to book with you that you save for your private clients in the email signature that everyone might be receiving if they opt in to get a freebie or something on your website, right? They're not working with you. They don't get your links yet, but you can create sort of addendum signature, like an additional little thing that you just plug in after you've written what you want to, and just drop in a thing, right? So saved replies aren't just a whole thing. They're actually a great way to, what is the word I'm looking for here? It's a modular way. It's a modular approach to drop in information strategically into any email that you create. So if that's a one-off email that you're sending or scheduling, or you can also add these into your campaigns. So add your calendar booking links so that every time something leaves from AttractWell and goes to your client, it has links for them to book with you so that they never have to email you and ask you, oh, wait, where do I book with you again, right? You could also place it prominently inside a vault. That's what I do. So the links to book with me are located in the vault. All they have to do is log in, and it's the same place where they watch videos, where they upload work, and everything is in one central hub and using a vault. You can also customize the emails that send out from your online class. So you can say, like, after an online class or a lesson is completed, that the system will send an email. And so let's just say, for instance, the way that you work with clients may be that you have a call with them after a certain milestone, right? So after here's milestone 1, you have a call to kick things off. Then once they've completed milestone 2, in terms of like the videos that they need to watch or something like that, you can have an email go out to them automatically that says, hey, it's time for our next call. Right? Here's the link to book with me. So you could also set it up that way. And if you wanted to get really granular and you want each call to be sort of themed and about something very specific, you could create individual booking pages, booking events for those certain types of calls as they pertain to your program. You could also create a client booking funnel to use at specific intervals and use the training on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/AttractWell. I do have discovery call funnels as a full training there, and I walk through what a discovery call funnel can look like. You can use that same system, the discovery call funnel, for your client funnels at different stages of their process with you. So if you have, a 3 or 4 part process, you're going to have one kind of call, and maybe you need to get clear on how they're presenting and what's going on with them before you get onto that call with them. So you can actually use those discovery calls for that new purpose and providing those different experiences for your client throughout your program. All right. So if you aren't sure, if you're thinking about, well, I'd like to save some time, but like, where do I start? If there is something that you find yourself repeating often, consider creating a tool that says it for you. And by tool, I mean emails that are pre-written that you can just pop in and send to somebody because it's already got the answer because you've said it 27 times and you don't want to have to look for that link another time, right, to send to them, or a video, or both, right? It really depends on exactly what the function is in your business. If it's information that you would share regularly for educational purposes, that every client that you work with needs to have a baseline understanding of, make those videos and put them in a vault, right? If it's something that is a frequently asked question, or somebody needing a link to something, then make those saved replies so that you can put those into your correspondence easily and quickly. All right. So if your coaches, again, and this is really want to drive this home for coaches, because what we actually spend most of our time doing is not coaching. Have you ever thought about that? So if you let videos do the teaching, which is what we actually spend a great deal of our time doing, is closing gaps in education. If we let videos do the teaching and then assign exercises for implementation and understanding, then we can spend more powerful time doing what we do best with our clients, right? I'm not knocking educating. I love teaching, and I feel like I'm pretty decent at it. But I take that teaching and I put it into one thing that can be me for an infinite number of times moving into the future, right? And now I can say, new client, I'm so excited to work with you one-on-one. I want you to be able to hit pause and rewind and take notes, or slow it down or speed it up, because this is a concept that you need to learn. So watch this video. Then I want you to perform this step. Then we're going to get on a call and and talk about what you've learned and how we want to apply this to your growth. Does that make sense? That has revolutionized the way I've worked and how a lot of my clients have worked. And it is just such an amazing thing that allows you to give more of your value and your time to your clients in a way that doesn't steal your life away, right? Because it takes so much time to repeat the same thing over and over again. So please consider starting to make things that do this talking for you. All right. Now, all these features that I've talked about today, whether that be saved replies, follow-up plans, campaigns, vaults, and so on. You can learn about these in our help center. You could also check out our growing YouTube channel and the content that's there. That's AttractWell, youtube.com/AttractWell. And all you have to do is click this little orange guy, this little question mark. It'll ask you if you need help. You click him, and then you just type in whatever it is that you want to learn about. And you can go and walk through any of the steps that are there. And of course, you always have us here on Thursdays at 2. You can be here live with us, or you can submit your questions ahead of time, or a review request ahead of time, and you can catch what we talk about on the follow-up. All right, so if you want an onboarding module, like the one I'm going to be showing you guys, that I personally use, what I want to encourage you to do is take advantage of this completely free course that we've created for you. This is AttractWell.com/online course. Now, this course is set up to teach you how to set your own online course up. But don't think for a moment that you can't follow these exact same steps to create an onboarding module for your people. We actually show you how to customize this. So we're going to show you how to organize and plug in your course content so that it flows and produces results for you and your clients. You're going to curate the ideal experience for your clients, right? So in this case, this is your onboarding experience. You can set this up to sell the way you want it to, if you want to have this be something that you're actually selling, the course experience. And then you can seal the gaps so you increase sales and client success. So whether you want to actually create an online course, or you want to learn how to use vaults like I do for onboarding and teaching and training my clients so that we spend more time coaching and less time with a professor hat on, this is going to be a really great resource. And you guys, it's totally free. AttractWell.com/online course. All right, so let's get into some live help and Q&A. And I'm going to actually go ahead and queue up and show you guys an onboarding questionnaire can look like inside of your account. And then I'll also show you what my client vault looks like, and specifically what the onboarding module looks like inside of the client vault. And please, if you have any questions at all about anything, add them to the Q&A, and we are excited to show you or walk you through anything that you want to learn. Okay, so first I want to show you guys, if I can get my share here, I want to show you guys an onboarding document. All right, so this is a page. This is a page that is set up. It's just be like going to pages in AttractWell. And so I'm just giving them the clarity here. Here's what I need from you in order for us to move ahead. We need these things. We need these things. I've got links here. It's all everything. We're super clear on everything that's needed right here on the page. Then I tell them to click the button below to fill out the form, and then they'll be redirected to next steps after they fill it out. So they click it, and you can actually see we do have trainings on our YouTube channel about modifying a form like this, but you can absolutely use something like this. So in our case, just for context, we work with folks who are using this platform or another one that we have that's inside of a more narrow vertical with brand development, with offer creation, and with building out their entire system. And so I do coaching and strategy on that. And we actually have a really talented team who can handle, things like logos and site setup and branding things and making it pretty, right? So, so in order for them to work with the team, I need to have all of this stuff here together. So I'm asking them questions about, their goals, what they want, what their logins are, because we've got to get into those accounts, yada, yada. We're asking, do you have an existing this? Do you have an existing that? And we're giving them instructions on what to do, right? So that's what that looks like. And then once somebody fills this out, the answers to it, they do show up on that contact card in the system, which is pretty cool. Now, what I have evolved into using and what I particularly love is using a vault, right? So inside this vault, this is a vault that I use for my private clients. I've got, all the information that they need to know, making sure they know that the Start Here class is the most important thing they need to do first if they're new. And then I've got 2 call options here to book with me. Now, the way I have mine set up is that if you're working with me in this particular way, you hop onto my calendar when you need to. You've always got something that you can be working on. And I will be basically saying, I want you to go over to this class and watch this video. This is the thing that's going to be helpful for our next step. You'll always know what you need to be doing, but you could always continue digging deeper. And if you need something that requires more than an email, you pick one of these and you hop on my call. Now, let's look at this though here real quick. This is my onboarding module. It's got instructions, right? It's got, the big picture is the walkthrough of everything that we're going to do together. It's about 20 minutes long. I tell them that they need to hit the button to complete to move ahead, show them that my links are here. And then basically I'm walking them through, and actually here, let me show you what this looks like a couple more steps deep. So again, call links here. It's less than a minute long video. I'm basically telling them, go through all of these videos, make sure you hit complete and fill out all the homework, because once you're done with this, you're automatically going to get an email that sends you to our designer, right? So we hit next. All right, now this is where it gets really cool if you're going to use a vault for onboarding. What you have when you set up an online class inside of your vaults is an opportunity to have downloads, right? So in this case, I've got a fillable form. This was made in Pages on Mac, which is just like Microsoft Word, exported as a PDF. And then I went to PDF Escape, and that's how these things become fillable. Real simple. And there's YouTube videos out there that teach how to do that. It's really, really easy and free. But anyway, so that's, they get to download this. The video tells them what I need from them. And then there's clarity here as well. Here's links to the actual things I need you to check out. In order for them to move ahead, they must upload homework. So what happens is when somebody uploads their homework here, it goes to their contact card. I no longer have to wait for an email from them. They know what they need to do next. They need to watch this video. They need to fill out what's here. And then they'll be able to continue moving through so long as they are watching the video and filling out the downloads that are there that we need from them to proceed. So that's what mine looks like. It used to look like this, right? With the form, but I have found that having the videos here provide a great deal more context. I think it's a higher value experience, and it gives a more thorough outcome, I think, where we've covered the bases, especially because we're working with a team. It's not just me. It helps us all to have everything in one place so that we can all have access to the things that we need for our respective parts in the process. So what about questions? Let's talk about how we can simplify or optimize the onboarding for your business. Who would like to talk about that today? Or if you have anything else, if you want to take a look at your website, you want to review, make sure that you get that into the Q&A so that I don't miss anything from you. Oh, Jennifer, thank you. We're glad that you're here. And Karen, I hope that you are able after this call today to see yourself moving toward a not pen and paper system for your clients. I definitely lived with that at one point in the past. And while, I don't know, I think some of us are really capable of working with organized chaos, it's just not good for us. I don't think it stretches us, right? It stretches us out mentally and emotionally in a way that kind of hinders growth. So y'all are awful quiet. Tell you what, let's go ahead and I'll show you as well. Overwhelmed? Oh, no, let's start. Enunciation. Ask one question and we'll go one step at a time. What are you most wanting to get figured out right now? Like, what's the most pressing need for your business, as you know, either as it pertains to what we're talking about here today or really anything else? This is an open session. And to be fair, like what I just showed you guys is something that is, I don't know, it's the result of years, right? I've refined it to that over years. So it may be that the easiest thing to do is just to start with the email, right? I know that's the easiest thing to do. That was literally what I did before these other things. I had saved reply. It's like, hey, I'm so excited to work with you. I've just added you to this vault over here, which is a group coaching vault. And I've showed that to you guys on a previous call before. And then here's our links. And then, you know, I want you to do module 1 over at that thing I just added you to, and then hop on my calendar. And while that worked beautifully for years, I noticed over time as I started serving more and more clients that there were questions that would come in, right? Like somebody might fall off a little bit and they'd be like, well, I can't find your links. And so I'd have to go find my links and then send an email to them, right? I've completely resolved that question and it became a frequent one. And I work with a lot of people. It became a frequent one, but now I can say, here's the link to your member area. You can reset your password if you need to. Everything you need is in there. Every document, every video I want you to watch, and the links, of course, to get on my calendar. Everything is inside that vault. That's made my life easy. And I think it's provided an experience that makes more sense to my clients as well, because I don't have to send them to 27 different places. Put it all in one spot. Now, I grew toward that, right? For you, that could just simply mean I have a saved reply for onboarding. I have a saved reply for themed call number 1, right? Or week 1 or week 2. And you can just set it up that way. Start with emails. And that's totally, totally fine. I think having emails is a system, right? Just make sure that you're following the steps to stay engaged and organized with it. So if your email system says, return this document to me, then just remember to take that document and put it on their contact card, so that you've got all of that in one place, so that if you need to reference that document on a future call, then you can find that, right? Really easily. Okay, does that mean you need different vaults for different services? Lynn, that's a really good question. I think that is going to depend on what you offer. So for me, I really only offer one thing. And so that's the main thing. So somebody's going to work with me one-on-one. It is in that vault. It is one price. It is one package. And if we're a fit, and that's great. But if you do other things, then you may need a different vault. The way I have that designed really is for a very specific program. Now it's for a high ticket program. You know, if I wanted to offer something that was a lower monthly price or whatever, I would probably put something different in there. I might use, if you saw, I had a bunch of different classes inside of that vault. Those classes do live inside of other vaults that other people have access to for free or paid. So, you know, you can, if in this case, I showed you like my high ticket offering, that's what they have. If I were doing something that was a little different, yeah, it might be a different vault that has a different collection of stuff. So, so yeah, tell me about the services that you offer. Maybe it could be for you that it could make sense to have things inside of the vault and you're just interacting with people a little differently. And you can create different onboarding for different services, 100%. And oh, there's your enunciation. There is a lot of content and I think I just need to start plugging away. I'll be watching this replay. Yes, it is a lot, but it's one thing at a time. Again, like I don't have a sales page for what I offer. I don't have a landing page to collect leads for what I offer. I have a call booking funnel and I have where I deliver. And that's it, right? My business is different from yours. You're not going to offer the same thing that I do, and you're not going to operate in the same way, right? In our case, people find out about what I'm offering because they reach out to our team because we have software, right? So, so your circumstances will be a little different. So if your goal right now is to get found and to start being seen as an expert so you can get more leads for your business, then I would consider building out your homepage, a lead generating offer, and maybe starting to create some blog content. And then start, you know, and then depending on how you're serving clients or how you want to serve clients, build those things one brick at a time. Obviously, everybody is here today, has a client and has worked with a client. You know that you don't need a whole lot to work with somebody. You need to be able to meet with them and you need to be able to correspond. And that's something that you were able to do before you ever bought a system, right? So just build one brick at a time, the things that you need to support and sustain you in a better way. Okay, so Lynn, you have energy healing, personal guided meditations, and Oola life coaching. So the good thing for you with your Oola is that the delivery of that is like, you don't have to worry about it, right? They have their own app. You can help guide them through it. You're almost, think about Oola as you're almost like an affiliate marketer, right? So you're referring into that. And of course you're engaging with people who are referred into it. But the primary stuff that's on your site really is about you and what you do. Oola is almost like a supplement, and it could be a huge supplement, right? Yeah, so a couple of things that you could consider. And since Oola is something that would be a great upsell to anyone who's a client of yours in energy healing or working with those guided meditations, is you might consider having a little free thing. And that doesn't necessarily need to be on AttractWell. You could use a vault for that to create a little free community on AttractWell. You could also do that on Facebook. It depends on your taste and where your people hang out. But perhaps you have a premium vault that has your recordings of your guided meditations. You do weekly energy healing sessions. You've got like all of your favorite resources and you're building like a nice trove of stuff. And maybe you talk about it a lot. It's like your special thing that you've got. But in order for people to be able to access it, they need to also be working with you through this 7-step transformation program, which is Oola, right? So maybe it's a value add to help get folks into Oola, right? So now your energy healer people can be like, oh, well, maybe yeah, that. And then you're not selling that vault, but it is a vault that they can only get access to if they join Oola with you. Just one idea. I love with network marketing, that's a really powerful thing to do, is to say, all right, look, sure, you know, with this kind of thing, you could sign up with whoever, but if you're working with me, this is what you get. Right? Because sometimes it does kind of come down to that. It's not to say that like you need to have something extra to like tell somebody to take advantage of a great network marketing product. But it is a thing that kind of sweetens the deal. And I do know that from experience. That is how I started my career. And basically me saying, I create content that helps people. And if you're helped by that content, understand that if you're on my team, you get my stuff. And that helped a lot, a whole lot. And I let anyone who is in my downline to have access to it. So if you are anywhere in my organization, everything I was doing to teach to help was to help build businesses, to be fair. So it behooved me, if I can help you be a better business person, why wouldn't I want you to be a better business person in my business organization? So it worked really nicely and it duplicated. Okay. Content weekly in the class. Okay, so could you use the class as a virtual group coaching? Yes, absolutely. Every week you post a video, then create a chat room. Absolutely. Actually, let me show you real quick, and I want to get into these Q&As. I'm going to show you what this looks like. I'm running a group coaching program right now. We do this twice a year. Let me log into this real quick, make sure I am logged in, and I'm going to show you. But yeah, oh wait, I know what, I copied that wrong. Hold on. That should work. Okay, so, so the answer is yes. And I do show you in that creating your online course how to do it. Well, can I log in? Okay, I'm in. All right, now I can show you. Okay, so inside of Good Oiling is another platform that we have that's specifically for Young Living brand partners. It's a network marketing company with essential oils. But inside of that platform, I work with people who are growing a business. And so I do this group coaching twice a year. And it's called Become an Icon. And you can see that there is a discussion room in here, right? And so you can see the action, the activity that's been happening. You can also see the content that's in here. So there's curriculum. So this is basically like the actual class, right? So here's the stuff you do. And you know what I do in this one, because I used to use this for clients, for private clients, as well as group coaching, as well as an ongoing course for people who aren't in the active coaching session. On these as well, there is a requirement to fill out a form and upload it. Right. And so this was how I was getting this information from clients previously. And I was basically using both this content for both the group coaching and the one-on-one. So that is what that looks like. And of course, weekly posting inside of here can absolutely look just like it would in any other discussion room. So I'll show you a couple of posts that were made in here recently. So this is the original one that's pinned here. That's just a place for people to get, you know, their welcome, right? Like share who you are. And then I posted in here a couple days ago about personality colors, shared a couple of links to places. And then of course we had folks commenting here as well. You can reuse. So this one's here from a year ago. I actually use this one and point back to this from emails where I basically say, hey, if you want one-on-one help on the call, comment in this thread. And so we've got comments here and I can go through and see who commented recently and we go over that. So, so yes, you absolutely can do that. And to your question about Zoom, I have a live call and recordings page. That's this coaching calls here. So you learn about what happens, the sort of here's what it looks like. You can join the call straight from here. So this opens Zoom. And then I've got the most recent recordings from the live calls posted here. So after our call, I upload the calls to Vimeo. After the Zoom is downloaded, the MP4 is downloaded to my computer, I upload it to Zoom, or I upload it to Vimeo. I embed the Vimeo right here on the page, send an email out and say, hey guys, your recording's up. Go to this page and you'll find it. Do you clear out discussions before each new group starts or do you keep it? I keep it. This is, people retain access to this. So this is something that I don't clear out. If you wanted to clear it out, you absolutely could. All you would need to do is just delete the chat room and make a new one. And that'd be a pretty simple thing to do. And of course, you could remove people from it after it's over so that new people would get in. That's definitely something that you can do. I think we talk about that a little bit in how to build your online course, but we talk about how to manage your vaults very specifically there as well. So you may benefit from getting into the how to build your online course as sort of a way to start so that you can maybe put your program together there and see how you want to run it. And again, feel free as you're going through any of this to attractwell.com/work review. Let's get on a call together here, like set up time, like we will chat back and forth. We can look at what you're doing and make sure that you're clear on what to do to move forward. Yeah, you might have to watch the recording a couple times. No problem. You can do that. That's why we give you recordings, guys. All right, we do have some Q&A. Jennifer asks, does anyone else want to see actually creating or setting up a vault inside the system step by step? I haven't tried yet. So Jennifer, we actually do show you how to do that and how to build your online course. So you actually learn like, what is the member area? What are vaults? How do I choose what the settings are? I do walk you through all of those different options in there. And the best part is it's not a call that you have to sit and watch an hour of. You can go say, I want to do this. And then you watch the quick video that shows you how to do it. And so you're able to move through in a more efficient way. All right. Cheryl says, this is amazing onboarding vault. Where do I start? I want to start with brand partner onboarding, download from Simple Grace because there are notes about hormones class. Okay. So Cheryl, are you talking about onboarding your Young Living customers? Let me know if that's the case. That way I can be a little bit more specific with my answer for you. Because I do have, because this is something that I do. So it's like a primary thing. The majority of people that I'm working with one-on-one right now are brand partners. So my recommendation is this: you do want to have a vault that for Young Living very specifically, because Young Living has a bajillion products and it's not duplicable in network marketing to be the know-it-all. So you need to be able to point to stuff and say, here's the information you should check out, like literally point, here's the information you should check out. So what I would recommend is that you create a vault and actually on the Get Oiling site, the getoiling.com/move your groups. I would create a vault like that one. Or you did mention using Simple Grace. They do have a vault. That one works as well. They've done an excellent job. So here's my answer. First step in getting started with a new customer for Young Living is you sign them up and you get their product, right? And obviously you do want to talk to them about making sure that let's get that product on subscription so you get my discount. You could always go back and change it, yada, yada, right? So that's out of the way. But then you say, now there is one more thing that we need to do. I need to make sure that you're connected to our resources. Now, this is where I do want you to watch that How to Move Your Groups course, because in the final module, I give you an example of a page that you can create where they not only put in their name and their email, they're also putting in their YL member number, and that page adds them to the vault. So that's step one is sign up and get product. Step two is let me plug you in with all of our resources. It's all in one place. So that's what onboarding should look like for Young Living. And then you need to have, and this was credit to Jackie McLaughlin. Her question is always after she's on the phone with somebody and she gets them started on whatever it is, what does follow-up look like for you, right? So that's your step three. What does follow-up look like for you? Put it on the calendar and then you starting your care call cycle. And that's basically it. Onboarding for Young Living is a very simple thing. Network marketing should be a very, very simple onboarding, because if it's not, you're not going to duplicate. And definitely use the content partners on Get Oiling. They're incredible. All right. If you meet someone in person or on Instagram, where would you send them first if they want to learn about essential oils? Well, if you have, I believe Simple Grace has a prospect vault. That would be a really cool thing. I can give you another example. Let me show you. It's a very, very simple example that I created for one of my clients, Colette, where on her site, because she meets people in person and virtually at networking meetings, she's got a quick video here. And then she says, because she always, when she talks to people, she says, go to my website and look for where it says essential oils and click it. And so she says this, are you ready to learn more about essential oils? Click here. And when they click here, it goes to a second page where we say, watch the video below to learn why I chose to make the switch. And this is that Richard Bliss Brooke video. It's embedded right here. It's 3 minutes long. It doesn't talk about Young Living, but it talks about the toxins, what's hiding under your sink. And then click the button below to get my Essential Oils 101 email class. This is from Grow Workspace, pre-written, ready to go. You tweak it to your liking. And so when she meets people, she tells them, watch that video and sign up. And then I'm going to be sending you an email series that'll educate you on essential oils. So that's really my favorite way to do that simply, is to say, you know, banner on the website. You want to learn about oils? Cool. Watch this video teaser and then get the email class, because now you know that people who sign up here are people that you want to be following up with. And you can add automations to this page to give yourself a follow-up plan, for instance. So you have a to-do for that contact, find them on social, send a private message, check and see if they've opened emails, that kind of thing. I hope that helps. Okay, is there a way to turn a blog into something you can sell to others and give them a way to have it updated on their site? For example, a weekly blog for coaches that they can subscribe to that will automatically get pulled every time, to get pulled into their site every time I create a new blog. Ooh, so there are two yeses here. Greg, our resource bundles work for blog posts, yeah?
They do, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
So two things. Number one, if like, I think that the best way to offer this is probably resource bundles, pre-written blogs as resource bundles. So you basically write the blog posts, you put them in your system, and then you create a resource bundle and you put those blog posts in that resource bundle. People pay you, you give them the link to the resource bundle, they have their blog post, right? But the other thing that can be done, and I think that this would be a little bit more difficult for you to track and make sure is working the way that you want it to, is you can import the RSS feed from another blog onto your blog, and that is in your blog settings. So that's possible. However, I can't really advise on how you can make that something that other people couldn't just take and do without paying you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would think the resource bundles would be the best way to go there. And I'd have to double check on this to be sure. You may be able to add like a draft blog post. So, even if you don't publish it on your site, that'd be something to see if it allows you to add a draft blog post to the bundle. Because I think it does actually import it. Like when somebody clicks on it, it'll bring it in as a draft blog post. So they do actually have to go publish it first, just so they don't suddenly have a bunch of blog posts on their site, because oftentimes people want to edit it first. But yeah, the resource bundle will work. Another kind of related idea, if that doesn't work for you, I think blog posts, let me double check on that, but I'm pretty sure with blog posts, you can actually use a saved reply. Yeah, you can. So you could actually save the blog post as a saved reply, and that could be in the resource bundle as well. And then they would just have a couple clicks and it would go, and they have to make their own post or, publish it, but it's like a 2 or 3 step, very fast process.
Oh, this is another good question, Enunciation. That's on my personal wish list, is to have the individual lessons for online classes be something that could be separated and popped in, right, as content. That's not something that we have yet. However, a whole class is something that you can charge for and use as a resource bundle if you wanted to do that, for sure. But yeah, not for the individual lessons. I would super love that because, like, we've talked about, I serve a lot of Young Living brand partners. And when we do updates to the master, like if we replace the class, then like any comments that they had before might disappear, right? So we'll let you know. But the other thing, and maybe this could be another kind of wish list thing potentially, Greg, if we could have saved replies populate in lessons. Like if we could use saved replies for lessons and classes, then that could create an opportunity there for that. Cool, good question. I'm very interested in what kind of content you're creating. Ashley@getoiling.com or AttractWell, either. Let me know, because we love, if you're creating content for people that use our platform, we want to have a conversation with you. Very excited to have a conversation with you. If they have to pay monthly for access to the class or vault, and you just update it regularly and remove the users that don't pay that month. I'm not sure I follow. So you could only charge for monthly access. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, obviously. Good question. Hi.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
I can, yeah.
Okay, so my question was, if I create a vault and then a class and they have to pay monthly to be in there, right? What would stop me from just creating those weekly posts, popping them into the vault each week, right? And then as soon as they don't pay that month, they don't have access to the vault. So they don't have access to the next blog post, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have content
Okay.
partners that do that right now. So they're paying monthly for a vault. You
Right.
can at any point change, remove, add anything in that vault while those people are paying. And of course, you can run your reports or whatever and remove the folks who are not up to date for sure.
And an upside to that could be that they would have access to, I don't know if it's an upside or not, but they would have access to older posts as well. So if they subscribe monthly to that vault or class or whatever it is, they could have access to all the old content as well as new content being added every week. And then as soon as they're no longer subscribing to that class, you turn off their access.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's right. That's right.
Perfect.
Awesome. Yeah. Really looking forward to learning more about the content you're creating.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks for coming out, and we'll be looking out for you. All right. Great questions today, you guys. I hope that you are able to get in there and optimize your onboarding after watching this call, or at least you begin your journey to start learning about the different ways that you can make those tweaks. Come back to us next week. Book a time on an upcoming call or send a message to us. We've got an amazing, oh, hey, I didn't recognize your voice. Hi, Melissa. That is you. I know exactly what you're doing and it's awesome. Okay. You're always welcome here. Everybody, if you want to chat live like we just did and work together on whatever it is that you're working on in your AttractWell system. And of course, for Get Oiling as well, for those of you who are here. I know it's a lot of you. Hi. So we're grateful for you being here, and we're really honored to be a part of your journey and growing your business and making your impact on the world. We'll be back here same time next week. You guys have a great weekend.